anything I've learned, our breath is life-giving. So take a nice deep breath in today, Vibe Tribe. Let's go ahead and let's talk about some energies that are happening around us. So I have been communicating with my FB friends and also been doing some wonderful sessions throughout the week. And I see that there seems to be this consistent like pattern that's happening right now. And it's these energies. Oh my goodness. We got people that have been like, what the heck is going on? Why am I feeling so emotional? Well, there's a number of things. The reason why we're feeling emotional is because we are going through our ascension process. That means we have been doing the work, and all that our soul's purpose has come in here was to confront the shadow parts of ourselves that are not just from this timeline, but from previous soul lifetimes. And that we're beginning to say, I've outgrown this. I'm ready to shake it off. I am understanding and I accept myself. I forgive myself and those other people that came into my life, the characters that came into my play, that they were necessary. I don't need to hold any more grudges. I don't need to be hating on them. I don't have to, you know, you have the right to no longer associate yourself with them. But the cool part is that you can walk away and be like, you've gained so much. You were a different person from those connections and those life events. So that's part of it because you're growing up. That's great news. Well, thank goodness, right? All the things that we deal with on a day-to-day basis and that we are confronted with from our past. Now, here's the other part of the energy update. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of our childhood traumas. They could be from our family, the friends we've had, the places that we grew up in. They're just resurfacing. Have any of you been going that? It's just resurfacing, like you're having memories. All of a sudden you're crying, you're angry. You know, I hear my vibe tribe saying, I'm angry, or I don't even know why I'm so angry. And I'm like, do you recall any memories or memories flooding you? And the reason why those memories have to result and surface upwards is because it's your higher self saying, let's face this. What have we learned? Who have we become because of these life events that unfolded? Who are we right now? So that way we don't look at ourselves and our circumstances as we're being victimized. But that is what I usually will say. We are calling in our victor. We are calling in our power. We're calling in that we've made it. Look how far we've come along, you guys. All of us. We're all facing a global ascension. The earth is being cracked open in multiple manners on a metaphysical, spiritual, and energetic level, and even affecting us humans on this planet. Everything is happening as it should. And so a lot of us are like, why am I feeling so disoriented? And I'm noticing a lot of you guys are coming in defragmented, and it's actually a good thing. So if you weren't, you know, and people are like, what? So if you weren't being defragmented, that means there would be no changes that are altering your reality. And so you're being altered, you are growing, you're transitioning. These phases that you're experiencing is just very similar to our moon cycles. There's seasons that must exist so that we can relish in our existence and do what we're supposed to do. So I wanted to share about how a lot of us have also been experiencing a lot of dreams, awake and asleep or trying to sleep, and then we get woken up and then we're like, wait a minute, that felt so real. Oh my gosh, why am I so uncomfortable? And I'm going to share one that came to me yesterday. Yeah, I was telling one of my clients yesterday. I woke up around 6 in the morning, or maybe even a little earlier. It was just when I can recall looking at my phone and going, what time is it? I had a dream that I was a caretaker again of a daycare child that I recalled, and this daycare child got injured, and I happened to be present, and I was having to be responsible, and I was like, in my consciousness, I was like, we don't have a daycare anymore. Thank goodness. I cried. I wept like ugly cry. There are those who are on my woman empowerment group, and I haven't been active on there for a while, but I will get back on there. So they got to see my complete breakdown, because of how I was leaving that part of myself behind. It was necessary. It got me exactly to where I'm at, where I can take care of people on a global manner because of the encounters I've had throughout the years with children and people. And so I remember waking up super jarred, uncomfortable. I was like, oh my God, is that kid okay? Where am I? Did this really happen? And it was so wild that I had to try to clear the fogginess. But I was experiencing everything as I had to. I was feeling super overwhelmed, but with emotion. And I was like, what am I? So instead of, well, yes, I was trying to break it apart, the dream, which I had more stuff and people that were coming into the dream because I know that they are trying to communicate with me or what have you. So they'll come through my dream state. And so I was like, what am I to learn from this? And so that's what I'm going to say is that some of you are saying, oh, I don't remember dreaming at all. Well, enjoy it while you can. Okay. Because as you're going to be leveling and you're being crystallined and you are purging and you're cleansing and you're facing your current reality, your past, and you're learning not to be victimized by it, but you're learning to have a different clarity of thought. You're becoming more of a visionary for yourself. You are nurturing and comforting yourself. You're patting yourself on the back like, I've made it through these tumults. I persevered. I'm radiating. I'm no longer being victimized by my circumstances or conditions or because of other people. I'm not allowing myself to absorb all their criticisms and judgments anymore. Oh, finally. Yay. Good. We're practicing. We're doing it. Okay. If you're not having the visions as of yet, why do I say enjoy it while you can? Because you're already dealing with so much as is. Without having to have such a vivid dream recall or that lucid dreaming, you're just still experiencing feelings and thoughts. And that in itself is overwhelming. And you will never get more than what you can handle. So if that's already making you break apart, which is what you need to break apart so you can be rebuilt again, then that's exactly where you're at. You're right in the perfect direction for yourself. And those who are having these dreams awake or asleep, like myself, it's just gotten more so after my zeal activation and then after what my experience has been. It's really heightened, but I like it because I'm already mentally prepared for it. I'm already knowing that's exactly what I need. These vivid dreams that are coming in, and even if you're not dreaming, but you're feeling, all your senses are being heightened. It's being illuminated. It's being active. It's frequency. The frequencies are vibrating in a manner that you may even feel it manifest in the physical body. So whether you have the dreams or not, you're just feeling it all. You're experiencing it all because it's time. This is the time. We're being sifted. I've been talking about this a lot. And because they're telling me that we have to purge, we have to confront our past and our present so that we can follow our why and our soul's mission into the future. So here, let me share another little thing that I know a lot of us at some point in our lives were like, why am I going through all of this? Why did I choose to come here? When everything's all crazy, what the heck was I thinking? Well, let me tell you something. If you're here, you made it. How lucky, I'll explain. So my cosmic beings of light were sharing with me, Jess, every soul that is incarnated on planet Earth, we're very fortunate to get, I kind of thought of the Willy Wonka movie when they got the golden ticket. So you got the golden ticket, man. I know it may seem quite a while, just like in the Willy Wonka movie, right? It's a trip. There's a waiting list for souls to come onto planet Earth to be incarnated, to experience what it is to be human. Because there's so many different energy, matter, and races that are amongst us. And those who are psychic know that. And when I say psychic, they're just tapped into their intuition. They're the God-given birthright that we've had from before we came onto this planet and that we will have when we roll out. And so the fact that you're here amongst, I think we're I don't even know what the billions of what the amount is. I should have looked that up because I'm into all that kind of stuff. We'll say whatever the billion, I don't know what the number is before it, is currently on this planet. Okay. The fact that you even were able to get on, I kind of thought of the Titanic. You just happened to get that ticket to get on. And I know, what a terrible reference, right? The Titanic had to sink. Well, to some extent, the planet is sinking into its old way so that we can rise above and flow up and survive and thrive. And so if you were able to get here on planet Earth, your soul desired tremendously to be a part of this current massive awakening. It's huge. This is huge. All our cosmic beings of light are doing this. They're checking us out. Like, okay, what are they doing? How are they handling it? This is a very extraordinary moment that your soul gets to be a part of. This is a huge soul growth that in your energy form that you were like, yes, oh my gosh, if I get to planet Earth during this timeline, I'm really going to start hitting the check marks of what I desire to fulfill in my soul's mission. This is a huge illumination that is currently existing on our planet, and we are all awakening at the same time. So if you are able to be here, know that you came in your warrior self and your power and your radiance because you are necessarily got to be here. You're valued, you are needed. And you chose to experience these challenges and these difficulties because to be human is pretty cool. It's kind of like, you know, people like they aspire to go to Hollywood for those that want to be in that line of entertainment or what have you, whatever their desire is. It's kind of like that about being an earthling. Like, oh my gosh, you get to be a part of planet Earth. Oh my goodness. So even though it may not feel like that, especially right now, I just wanted to share what the cosmic beings of light were letting me know. Like, we are blessed, we are highly favored, and we're exactly where we are meant to be. And our souls are not here in vain. We're exactly here to go against the grain because the changes are happening for this planet. The constructs that we used to have are expiring, which is why the earth feels like it's contracting, which you can see it in the way the weather is shifting, the way the humanity is shifting in perspective of living, lifestyle. There's a lot of contracting happening because we're being rebirthed. And this is what's to make you stronger in your journey inside this timeline and outside in other dimensions. Also wanted to kind of touch base about what's happening. Okay, I'm a Pisces moon. And I've shared that before, so I'm gonna get to really anchor into these Pisces frequencies, as all of you will also be influenced one way or another. So let's talk about energy update. Energy update. We're talking about full moon on Monday on September 20th. It is going to be the moon in Pisces. Oh, I love Pisces. I'm also Taurus, so I got a lot more to keep learning. But the cool thing is my moon is in Pisces. And the Pisces sign is all about the mystic, the mysticism, the magical, the transformative, the ascension, the transformation, the transcendental. I like to look at the Pisces moon almost like Merlin, the magician. I like to think of it that way. So this full moon in Pisces is to inspire you. And this is going to create activations inside of you that most of us are sharing about or communicating with one another, that you're going to experience electrical currents running through your body. You may even feel like, it almost feels like a sciatica issue. You may have pains or things that are going on in the legs. The reason why a lot of things are happening torso down is because that's our earth, our earth star, which is our super root. That's what keeps us planted on planet Earth. Kind of imagine it like this. And then you got your root chakra. We'll pretend this is the root chakra. So this is being this part of our bodies, our physical bodies, are going through so much because our feet are planted on Earth. We're grounding and connecting to Mother Earth. Okay? So where a lot of us are saying, oh, I'm feeling all these currents. I'm feeling all this buzzing. I feel like I hit myself, like the funny bone feeling, but it's running through my legs. Well, that's a lot of foundational work. That's also your root. Your root chakra affects the chakras above. So you have all this other chakras that are spinning inside the physical body and outside of the physical body and then out into the auric field. So everything is just being buzzed out. Everything's connecting. And I tell people, and I kind of shared, imagine we'll use the symbolism of we're a program. So a lot of you are phasing through all these energies because Pisces, what it does, it comes in and it stimulates the psychic abilities. Which is why you guys are growing and going through so much right now. So go with the flow like a Pisces fish, okay? Just go with it. It's the best that I can do. Let's do the just keep swimming, just keep swimming. In other words, don't give up, just keep going. be like, what is it Bruce Lee says? Be like water, right? You got to flow with all of this. It's because you're connecting more so to your metaphysical, your spiritual side. And that's what Pisces likes to do. It comes in and stimulates that part of us. It's where it helps our visualization, whether we're using these eyes and the third. These are for us to look around, but this is the one to see. And look how it shapes into a pinnacle. So this is going to inspire greater visions. You could be asleep, you can be awake, but you're going to start seeing more and more. And part of it's going to feel like, is this my own imagination? Well, Pisces is a part of that. It actually creates and cultivates a stronger imagination. And a lot of that, I believe that it's for us to connect to who we were, to who we are, and who we're going to become. And so you may be experiencing even like this, well, because Pisces, I love having that Pisces influence in my zodiac chart. It's all about having very colorful, vivid, eye-opening visions, dreams, daydreaming, and all of a sudden what it's happening is that it's percolating the intuition. Okay, it's activating the crown. And some of you go even further into the stellar gateway where you're connecting to other dimensions and you're very comfortable and confident in connecting to your cosmic beings of light, your starseed families, your archangels, your other guides, maybe your dragon spirits, things of that nature. And so this is going to be really fun for all of us, okay, as the days continue to get closer to the 20th. And then there's also a few days later, and then we got Mercury, and that's a whole other video that I'll do on that. But Mercury, I'm not afraid of it anymore. Before I was like, oh no. But I know that Mercury is kind of like a volcano. It's coming in. And a lot of people are like, oh no, it's disruptive. It's erupting. It's explosive because it's necessary. And so, but we'll continue back on the Pisces moon. And so the other part is that your metaphysical and physical sensations are also going to increase. So you're going to start feeling more subtle energies, and it may stun you because you weren't as actively aware, because that part of your brain was not ready to experience that or to acknowledge it or to become aware. So the cool part is you'll never get more than you can handle, because they don't want to burn you out. They want to inspire you. They want to fuel you and ignite inside of you what you came here to do. Not be like, oh no, I can't, and then you run and hide, and then they lost you, and you're needed here. That's why you're here. It is not by coincidence or it's not by accident. You were divinely assigned to be here right now. So Pisces is an emotional, sensitive water sign, and I love it now as I'm getting older. When I was younger and just even not so long ago, I did not appreciate those emotional, explosive moments, because I was like, oh my gosh, I just lost myself. And that was actually the opposite. I just found myself. So these emotions that are disruptive or exploding for you right now are so necessary, because when everything's peachy keen, dears, then you're not going to really care to pay attention. So it's your way of your soul saying, pay attention to me. Hello, this has really upset us. Can't we talk about it? And you're like, no, let's just ignore it and numb it with whatever influences or people or distractions. And now, like, you guys can keep trying, but it's not going to work anymore. And I think a lot of people are beginning to witness that and testify. They're like, it's not working. My usual patterns and behaviors usually made me feel a little bit better. It's not even working anymore. I could say that for myself for sure. So this beautiful mystical sign of full moon Pisces is just going to come in here, and it's going to jolt you up, and it's going to make you feel. I think about the movie Frozen. What did she say? I can no longer conceal. It's time to reveal, or something. Very animated this morning. Hey, Mark. I'm just, you know what? I'm just loving it. I'm digging all this moment. So Pisces is a very dreamy zodiac. It will create meaningful experiences that are going to kind of jar you a bit. It's also going to stimulate your intuitive sight. You're going to start noticing versions of what's happening around you, and you're going to kind of be like, it's almost like the peripheral, where you're like, what was that? I'm going to be saying that probably more often. And also past childhood issues are huge right now. The inner child needs to be nurtured. The inner child is at a state where it's screaming to be nurtured, to be supported, supported, to be healed, to be heard, to be acknowledged, to be cared for. So if any inner child areas, you're like, I don't understand why this is coming up now, it's because it's necessary. It's time. As adults, we tend to lose the ability to see through the eyes of a child. The eyes of a child is not so, everyone thinks just the innocence. Well, the innocence is more, I think of that, they're exploring. They are inquisitive. They want to understand why things function the way they are. They're very open. I worked with children for over 20 plus years, and I love working with children. They really help me to hone in and to access my inner child. And so this is where the inner child and the Pisces, because it's all about the imagination. It's about the creative aspect of ourselves. And so this is going to encourage you to tap into your inner child. Now, some of us that, we're still working things out, and I'm always learning. I'm always adapting and growing because I enjoy it. I enjoy learning and graduating and then moving up. Some of us may still deal with behaviors that lead us to escapism. And that's okay too. No judgment, man, because sometimes that escapism is going to actually help you to find who you are in all of it. And then you'll have a story to talk about in your future self about how that escapism served you. So everything that you're dealing with, one way or another, these events are unfolding to help you, to get you exactly where you are projected to go, that your soul desired to follow. Here's another thing too that I wanted to share about this energy update. People that you've had issues with, maybe I'm trying to figure out how to say this. The people that you may have had fallen outs with, disagreements, discord, division, it's not a bad thing. Each of us have a different way of living and at our own vibrational frequency. So what's happening, why we're seeing so much division right now on the globe, is that we're finding out where we stand. And then we're also learning how to practice to vocalize that we are standing up for ourselves, number one. And then we are standing up for our convictions, whatever that may be, because some way, somehow, whatever you're standing up for that you may not be in agreement with others is necessary for your life. Okay, so there's no wrong or right in that aspect, but they just wanted me to share that as we're approaching closer to the full moon in Pisces, and then we're going to get closer to Mercury retrograde. Communication is really going to be heightened. It's going to get very passionate. So that can mean that as the days go away from the full moon, those who've been with me for a while know that the moon influence just doesn't go away like that. It's not like a turn on, turn off. It takes its time because it's pulling away from our atmosphere. And so the vibrations start to shift and change. And you can even look up on the Schumann resonance, you guys. It's really interesting to watch it as we start hitting into like certain moon cycles or planetary alignments to the earth. Check it out, Schumann resonance. Look it up on Google. Okay, so what I was going to say is that the communication is going to be rattled. And this is the time that I would kindly, and it's not really me, it was my angels wanting me to share this. They just want to gently remind us that you need to find out who you are, take care of you. Don't worry about trying to get someone else to follow whatever you're doing. Don't lose your breath over it, because this is really your lesson at the moment. And when it's time for them, they'll get there. So try, because what's going to happen is that as we approach Mercury and we're leaving the Pisces, well, the moon in Pisces, and there's some Virgo influence, it stimulates conversations. It gets really deep, okay? And it's supposed to arouse these conversations so we can look inward. And then when we look inward, when we look outward in our environment, we have a different perspective, and it's helping us to grow. It's bringing us into a level of transformation. But they wanted me to tell you guys, try if you can to avoid conflict. But if you want the conflict, it's maybe necessary because, again, we're talking about the contracting. Maybe that's necessary for you. But if you can, try not to make it a manipulative conversation or try to get someone to see it in your way. They're going to see the way they want to, and that's okay too. So it's not so invasive or comes off as being judgmental or that you're attacking them on some way or another. But they're just letting me know to share with you all that all these experiences are happening for you for a greater understanding of, number one, you. Because you came here for a lesson for yourself. Everyone else that you happen to luckily, harmoniously have a connection with, or that you've had for a while, it was a season, was necessary, and that you all came in agreement, like a soul's contract. You said, okay, so you can come in as my mom, you can come in as my boyfriend, you can come in as my teacher, you can, okay, all of you, okay, have this whole team set up for me to help me to go exactly where I need to be. So instead of us harboring anger or unforgiveness, yes, even the ones that did some god-awful nasty things, and that takes time for us to, and I can't tell you when or how you'll be able to move out of that. That's going to be very personal, intimate, at your timing, at your progression, at some point or another, or maybe not at all, and that's okay too. So no judgment on that, but I am sharing that at some level degree, your soul's going to be able to acknowledge that it actually was going to help you. I've used my traumas and my pain and suffering as when I had been dealing with things as a child. I actually decided to not allow it to keep me victimized. I took the areas that I was dealing with as a child, and I ended up making it part of my businesses, my purpose, my soul's calling. And I've taken everything that I've gone through, held them back, and then I help people as they're going through it, and I encourage them, and then I give them the tools that is necessary for them at that appropriate time so that they can cultivate, empower themselves, transform, heal, forgive themselves, and no longer losing breath or sleep or hurting themselves because of what they had experienced. So it's all about what you want to do with these experiences. The angels were also telling me, you have a choice, everyone. Every one of us have a choice. If something is not working out for you, you're not satisfied with that, then ask your angels. Say, angels, please grant me the guidance. Help lean on your angels. If you don't want to believe in angels, whatever, if it's just energy that you want to lean on, then lean on that. If you have a creator or cosmic beings or just even your higher self, lean on yourself. Ask for the support from your higher self, from whatever you're connected to, and say, help give me the feelings, the ideas, the inventiveness, the suggestions, the signs, the courage, the energy, the ability to accomplish what I need to accomplish from this current moment that I'm in. They're waiting for you. You have guides everywhere. Do you think we have so many shows and movies and stories as we've grown up that there is always something or somebody's or something out there to help us? So whatever it is that you feel connected to, tap into it and ask for guidance. The other part, as I was being told, is that these are opportunities that your soul came here to experience so that you can go through your soul's evolution to learn. And so it's putting everything that we've been reading, that we've been seeing, our affirmations or our prayers, or that our soul deeply desires that maybe we've not vocalized to anyone else. But these are these moments that are training us and structuring us so that we can gain greater clarity of thought, self-acceptance, gaining more of an idea of our personal identity. And these multiple variations that we're all going through, every one of us, please, people are always trying to pretend like everything's always perfect. And if it is, okay, cool, good for you. But the majority of us have come in here to experience some form of contracting so that we can remember who we are, and then that we can, because we all came in here and we all got the form of, all of us, amnesia of some kind. So, so as we are now recalling, as we are having vivid dream recalls, as we have people channeling and speaking about what we're going through is to help us to grow, just know that as you're going through hell in a handbasket, there are other people that are too. And why they say that we're all affected, that we are one with everything, because people don't understand that our vibrations of our existence, of our presence, however we are channeling and letting out our dominant frequency is literally affecting everyone else. So, you know, keep that in mind. When things look upside down and things look like they're falling apart, it's actually for you to look right side up. Look up. Because if you're doing this, then you're missing out all the wonderful things that are right before you. So I just wanted to share with you these things that are happening with you all, and me included. This is part of our journey. There are always energetic influences that are happening. There are current matter that is literally looming around our planet, which is why there's a lot of forces on our planet. Look at your planet. Your planet is screaming. It's telling you something. It's trying to get your attention. Not to be like, oh, why is it raining today? Oh, why is it so hot today? Oh, that's 3D. Change your perception. Move your perspective. Look through the eyes of a child. Be exploring. Be inquisitive. Look beyond what you can see. And it's a good practice to have because it helps you to become adaptable. It helps you not to be frightened. It helps you to become connected to Earth. And I am going to share something. I'm going to be making a video soon. There are certain parts on this planet that have portals and buildings that are left from our ancestors, whether they're on planet or off planet, both, I would say. And they're like ley lines. They're like, to me, I kind of think of the meridians, like going in between the chakras, like the system of the body, like the veins. Those of you may have needed this confirmation. They wanted me to share this, and I'll go into deeper in another video. But those of you are here of divine light to illuminate and to anchor and to stabilize and protect this planet. You know who you are. Because you're feeling all of a sudden a desire to study, to learn, to be actively changing how you're going to help this planet. So you're the guardians, I would like to call you. I just had one of my clients today. She's amazing. I just got to witness one of her soul's purpose. And she is called, she is the galactic tribal being to restore and bring balance to the planet. And so it's not just her, because yesterday and the day before, they were showing me that there's certain people that I'm already working with and that are coming, but that are still existing on this planet. And I'm one of them because they called me into it even weeks ago in August when I was really sick. And they were like, oh, by the way, you need to place your hands onto the planet. Wherever you need to go, you need to send it love. Because if all of us place our portals, our hand chakras onto the planet and our feet are grounded, we are now anchoring and connecting into Mother Earth. Again, I'm going to use a matrix symbolism, you know, that plug. Well, kind of imagine like you're this beautiful plug, like almost like a crystal, and we're recharging the frequency of the planet. So for those of you that have been very inspired, or you feel like you just need to bless Mother Earth, I've been like sending her blessings. I've been thanking her that we have air to breathe, that we have the sun that's shining upon us, that's not burning us up. Okay, to a point where we don't exist, but just enough sun. And again, when it's a little hotter than it should be, that's her screaming for your attention. Pay attention. Not everything that makes you uncomfortable is always about you. It's about what you're existing in. And so if you feel needed or led to do something for the planet, I don't care if you activate a candle. If you have energy abilities, start sending it to the planet. And then I was also being told that because of those who do support the earth supports you back. The earth is listening to everything you say or do and how you're behaving. If you're trashing the planet, like you're like, and then you drop the wrapper on the ground, you think Mother Earth doesn't have memory? Come on. Mother Earth makes sure that we can even see it in buildings, in paintings, with artists. They're letting us know, like, Mother Earth does not forget, eh? So if you feel led to heal the planet, this is the time. Start now. Start now. And the next from what I'm seeing, okay, the next 3 months, September, was it already 3 months? September, October, November, December. Okay, 4 months. And then leading into 2022. Woo, geez, Louise, 2022. Everything you learn right now is going to be applied next year. So they told me on January 1st, 2021, when I was in meditation, they said, Jessica, you must teach, 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 teach. You are here as a spiritual teacher. You're going to share your ancient wisdom to remind people what they're here to do. So if you haven't yet picked up a book, pick a book and take a look. I told you my inner child's like totally out there right now. This is your time to study. We have Virgo influence that's all about data, about learning. Maybe you're going to be inclined to practice your course studies, to read more, to connect to other groups, or just on your own, you're tapping into your ancient wisdom, not using anything. All I can say is that right now you must learn, 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 put into practice. Stop expecting that the universe is just going to keep dropping it in your lap. Do something about it. Because whenever we do whatever we're called to do in our timeline, the universe is witnessing. So I always tell my people, like, well, I want to open a business. I'm like, well, so what have you done yet? Nothing. Well, nothing's working out. Nothing's opening. Okay. Well, the universe is waiting for you to go ahead and why don't you pick up a business name? Why don't you take some course studies to get you ready? Why don't you communicate and network with other people in your industry? If you're not doing anything, then you're wondering, well, why is it not working out? Well, you got to take ownership. You got to take responsibility for life to go the way that you are calling it, to achieve your goals. And the universe will support it. So I've told people the way things have been working out for me is because I invest, I take the time, I'm very dedicated and committed, I'm learning. I'm doing what I'm called to do because I'm not wasting this timeline. I'm not wasting it. No way. I'm this aware. Heck, I'm going to take every opportunity I can to grow and to learn and to evolve and to take these cell memories that I'm instilling inside of me right now in this timeline to take it with me into my next energy cycle, wherever I'm going to head off to. So I don't want to miss this opportunity. So take these opportunities, you guys. Virgo influences is really good. It will make you feel inspired to want to read more. I just ordered a book. I can't wait. I'm going to talk to you guys about this book. It's really neat to see authors are writing out what I have seen and dealt with, what I've experienced since I was a child, and that what I do in my business. So I'm excited. I got this book. I'll share it with you guys later. I'm going to kind of go over it with you guys and just kind of make it a book club without you, without you knowing or maybe even being a part of it, but you may enjoy it. So I'll share what I'm learning. But anyhow, you guys, planet Earth is in a place of needing you. Healers, whether you're trained or not, you're just inspired to heal the planet. It needs you. Support it so that it can continue to support us as we're all going through these new world lifestyles that are happening and being implemented now and that will affect us into the future, because remember, everything we're doing right now will affect our past, present, and future, everything. So those who are my Reiki practitioners, you know what symbol to use. Go ahead and activate that symbol and send healing to past, present, and future, okay? Because everything's kind of like a loop. In some way, somehow it's going to influence that. So thank you, everyone, for joining me. I know this is a little bit long, but I've been wanting to say it, and if I don't say it, I'm not comfortable until I do it. So I know there's people out here that are going to hear this video, that it's going to speak multitudes to you. And if it doesn't yet, it will soon. So planting the seeds, man, planting the seeds. So sending you all much love, insight, and healing. Thank you, everyone. We're just here just to encourage each other, inspire one another, and to let you know that you are definitely not alone. Have a beautiful day and talk with you all soon. Bye.